Hello everybody and welcome to Edgeshed. Today I have got some top tips on how to level quickly and efficiently in Guild Wars. This video is kind of similar to a leveling video I did a little while back, but this is updated for 2018 as well as having refined a few of the ideas in that video into something that I think is going to be of far more use to you. So hopefully you're going to really enjoy this and you're going to like and subscribe because you've enjoyed it so much. I'd also recommend hitting that bell notification because I've recently finished editing some video of me getting to level 80 in under 24 hours without using any crafting or like scrolls of experience and stuff that automatically boost your levels. And I will be putting up the full path of how I did that very soon. Admittedly, it was on a character before Path of Fire came out. That's how long ago I actually did this, and it's taken me ages to edit it. But if you want to see a full guide of getting a character to level 80 in under 24 hours, then that will be fantastic for you, and I think it's something you're going to be interested in if you're watching this video. So without me waffling on any more about things that are coming soon, let's get into the reason you're here, which is for my tips on how to speed up your leveling. So tip number one is to use anything that you get that can boost the amount of experience you're going to get. So this is your foods, your birthday boosters, it's anything that is going to increase it by a percentage in effect. So this tends to only apply to the experience you get from killing mobs, but this is going to add up. It's one of those things where the little differences add up over the long period. When you come to doing a full like level 1 to level 80 play of the game, you're going to have killed literally thousands of mobs by the time you get to the end. So if you're getting maybe 10 to 100 experience extra on each of these, that can be anywhere from 10,000 to 100,000 extra experience, which is an extra 1 or 2 levels by the time you're getting to the end game. So this can make a huge difference over the long run, even if it doesn't really feel like doing. So the first time, if you're brand new to the game and you haven't got any coin, do a few hearts and then go to a trade post and actually buy some food that is going to boost your experience gain. Even if it's only by 5 or 10%, it will be worth it by the end. Think about it this way, if it's 10%, that means you've only got to get to level 73 and it will have given you enough experience to get the rest of the way to 80 free. So it is a huge benefit, even if it doesn't seem like it at first. My advice for what food to be using is probably the candied apples. They sell for around about 3 silver, and if you're brand new to the game and you haven't got any gold lying around, that may seem like a lot of money, but it's a 15% boost and you can start using them from like level 5. It is so worth the investment and it will make the leveling process so much smoother for you. Tip number 2 is to do hearts and don't focus too much on vistas and points of interests. You should run from heart to heart, and when I do the play of me getting to level 80 in 24 hours, then I am avoiding doing all of the vistas, points of interest, etc. And I am avoiding those because they just take a load of time and you don't get the same amount of reward as you get for hearts. Hearts give you a bigger overall reward of experience, as well as often requiring you to kill a lot of mobs, which gives you that extra experience plus the extra experience you're getting from the XP booster you're using from tip 1. So it's all these little things add up and it just becomes the most efficient way to gain extra experience. Tip number 3 is to always be in the highest level zone that you can possibly be in. Now, with Guild Wars, you don't get rewarded for being in a higher level zone than you should be, or fighting mobs that are particularly harder than you, but you will get penalised on the XP gain if you're in a lower level zone. Now, I actually did a video a little while back called Leveling Myths, and in that I actually demonstrate the difference in experience you're going to receive from fighting an enemy that is the appropriate level to you, and fighting a character that is a lower level than you. And the difference is really dramatic, and it's made even more dramatic when you put in place things like an XP booster. The other thing to bear in mind is that killing creatures and stuff that are lower level than you isn't particularly faster than killing the ones that are of the same level as you, as long as you have level appropriate gear. So get your level appropriate gear and get into the highest level zone you are able to do. And if that means you leave other zones unfinished, that is fine if your goal is speed leveling. If your goal is speed leveling, I wouldn't expect you to have 100%ed any zone. You should always be moving into the zones where you can complete the hearts the quickest, and you can complete the hearts that are of the correct level for you. Tip number 4 is crafting. And I absolutely love crafting. If you've watched any of my other videos about leveling, you know that I think crafting is the most incredible, amazing thing possible for leveling. You can get all the way to level 80 by doing nothing but crafting. In fact, I've got a video on that. And crafting will allow you to gain so much extra experience by doing very little else. If you gather items, as you will, just from looting mobs, and then you take that back and you complete some just basic crafting, maybe it's just doing some cooking, maybe it's just doing some armor smith, etc., you will gain a huge boost in the levels that you're gaining through actually completing the gameplay. In fact, crafting for me has been so important in the past, where I've had races with other people to level a character. Quite a lot of them will stipulate you're not allowed to use boosts. Nobody ever mentions crafting, and because nobody ever mentions crafting, I tend to win these leveling races. And that is simply because crafting is such a powerful tool. It is literally like using up the tomes of knowledge. Just by doing maybe 10, 50 levels, and the higher the levels in crafting you get, the more experience you get in, but just by doing a few, it will give you a tremendous boost forwards in experience you get in, and it is a very small time commitment. You've maybe just got to get a few extra pieces from the trade post that you don't already have, and then go ahead and actually do some crafting with them. And finally, tip number 5 for leveling up as fast as possible is to actually use your tomes of knowledge, your experience scrolls, your jump to level 80s, etc. I've found with myself that I've got now lots of level 80 characters, and I have a load of these boosts sitting around, because every time I think to myself, oh, I don't want to use that because I might want to level a character later, I'm never now going to use them. So if you've got them, use them. They have no benefit to you once you've managed to get all level 80 characters, unless you delete level 80 characters to start again. They've got no benefit to you. So actually go through the process of using them. You will find it makes your life a lot easier, even if you get just your first birthday booster, which I think is a jump to level 20. You use that on a character, that is 20 levels you don't have to grind out, and that will save you a good few hours of your time. As always with these tips, I hope you found them useful. I hope you've enjoyed this video and you'll give it a like and subscribe. The upcoming video that I mentioned will be called something along the lines of getting a character to level 80 in 24 hours. I've got a video up that is getting a character to level 80 in 1 day, which is all about just using crafting. There is a difference. There will be a link in the description to both of them once the level 80 in 24 hours video is out. Hopefully you'll like and subscribe, and hopefully I will see you again in the next video.